goodness. What the hell is going on? Hold on. How do I invite people? Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. New browser driving me insane. Uh, okay, fuckery. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, what is up, everybody? Trying to get this together. This is a pain in the ass. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Trying to see what the fuck is going on. Why is it doing this? Are you there? Oh, this so sucks. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't know where you're in. It's like fucking two of them open. So I'm trying to start this up here, but we're having some technical difficulties to everybody that can see me. Okay. Which one am I in? Which one am I in? Everybody is definitely trying to get in as well. The whole team is ready to rock out. If this thing actually works, that would be wonderful. Definitely wonderful. If I can get this shit going. What's up? Welcome to the Lit Squad podcast. I have some technical difficulties going on in the show right now. I am trying my best to try to fix this for all the wonderful guests that are in there. We have one so far. Okay, seems like everybody's gonna get in. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Oh man, what is going on here? J Guns, can you hear me, J Guns? Oh shoot. I am so aggravated with this thing. Do you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? Bro, are you in there? Can you hear me? Bro, I see you, but I
I
can't
just
hear you.
see, yeah. It said
Good.
I
You can
was in
hear
the
me
show.
now?
I've
I'm
been
like,
heard
what
you.
the fuck? I can't I could see you.
Yeah, I just muted myself before I entered the studio. That's all.
I'm like, oh my God, if I can't hear him, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Just waiting for everybody else to jump in with us.
Okay.
That's all. Just waiting and waiting. I forgot how to look for the people to get in. How the hell do I do that? It says banner is media assets. Lord, Lord.
Well, they still got to get in her on the link anyway.
Yeah, they have to get in on the link, right? That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah. They got first. They have to come in and be backstage until you put them on the stage.
Yeah, but then if I would see them, they'd pop up, right? Because they don't. I don't see
Yeah,
no.
when they come in, they come in. They'll pop in backstage. You'll hear a little pop sound in the back on your earbuds. It'll be like a notification letting you know that somebody's trying to come in.
I hope that they got the right. What you call it?
The
The
right
right.
link.
Yeah,
But
because what
if
happened
they
was
is,
is that it went off. Like the first link went off, and then I had to go and get a second link going. And then I think they might have jumped into the wrong show because somebody said I'm in, but I'm like in where, bro? Oh, just freaking fantastic. It's definitely fantastic. Let's see if we can get everybody in this one. I hope that the one that you jumped into, let me see if you could share that one. Let me see if I could share it to them
you know,
again.
say that was the last one that I seen on the board. So I don't know if they've been dropping a bunch of other ones in there, but I didn't hear nothing come in other than that one.
Yeah.
Did see a YouTube link, but I don't know where the fuck that was supposed to. That was D Stag's link.
Yeah. Get in. I'm gonna tell them. Let's see if they show up over here. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be long. It's you know what? It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. We were saying we were gonna do the show for some time and we didn't
Hmm.
get to go through it. How was your day? Not too bad.
I was trying to get some damn sleep, but it seemed like everybody wanted to call me when I laid down.
Ah, that's terrible.
Ain't it? I was like, this nigga's waited until fucking 2:30 in the afternoon when I literally laid down. I was like I was from 12:30 to 2:30 laying down, trying to lay down and take a nap. Like five fucking phone calls came in. Then freaking my daughter's mother wants to fucking show off and tell me she's in fucking a resort somewhere skiing and
Oh
all kind of
my
bullshit.
gosh.
Like, okay, so you called me just to tell me about what's going on with the new boyfriend you got. I don't want to hear that shit. Talking about, oh, I just wanted you to see what your daughter was doing. What the like,
Oh,
okay, a 4 year old on a snow mountain fucking for the first time going snowboarding and all that shit. That's one
uh-huh.
thing. You know what I'm saying? But what am I supposed to be looking at here? You know what I'm saying? The
Exactly.
whole time I get on the phone, she's like, my daughter wasn't even talking to me. She was talking to her. So once again, who the fuck are we having this conversation for? Just bragging rights, right? It has nothing to do with motherfucking you wanting to tell me what's going on with my kid, what y'all doing, all that other shit. Cause she wasn't trying to tell me none of that. My daughter literally was like trying to go to do whatever she was doing. She was actually eating.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you want her to talk to me, but you called me while she was eating.
So she was just being petty.
Exactly. Now you
Petty.
want to tell me if I could see, she would have wanted me to see the hotel room, all the shit that she's doing, the person she's in the room with outside of my daughter and all that bullshit. And
Yeah.
act like I'm supposed to be jealous.
Nah, that's too
Like
much.
I don't get
Uh,
that shit. I had a whole litany of fucking screenshots from yesterday to today. You ain't talked to me in 3 days because I don't answer the phone anymore.
mm,
So now you want to jump in my face and you want to say, "Oh, your daughter was trying to call you."
I don't know why she did you like that. What the hell?
She's petty and she's looking for any reason to stab a knife in my fucking heart, dude. Like I don't care. At this point, that's why I just keep giving her the cold shoulder. Like, I don't care. Get mad. Do you? I hope that black dick in your face right now is a lot better than mine because personally, it'll make you leave me the fuck alone.
Oh damn.
For real, for real.
You don't need to worry about anything. You are incredible. You're a wonderful person. And if Petty Betty feels that she just wants to be petty, well, you know what, bro? To hell with that
Let her
shit.
live it. Let her live in that pettiness because at the end
That's
of the
what I'm
day,
saying.
it don't hurt nobody else but me. It don't hurt nobody, but it don't even hurt me because I'm literally laughing at the shit. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, you called me just to talk to me about who you're fucking. I don't care.
That's a,
Like, I really don't care.
that's
Like, if I told you who I was fucking, you would be mad. Just because I opened my
if you
mouth that way.
talk about that. How's your girl? She there?
Oh no, Shorty is she's at home. Her daughter is having a baby right now. So there's been a little bit of prenatal issues and stuff right
Uh,
now. So we've been,
not
been keeping an eye
yeah.
on her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't care about the other stuff because that shit is still minuscule. My daughter was sick last week. Okay, she was sick for literally a day and a half because the medication she was getting wasn't the right ones. They kept trying to and that's the thing that pisses me off. It's like Adriana has this thing where she likes to be so picky about shit. Oh, I don't want her to have this. I don't want her to do that. I don't want her to be involved in this. But then everybody else is like, okay, well, she's four. She's up to par with everything else. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that we were okay about giving her, is the normal like shots. The COVID shit was probably the one thing we was like, no, I'm good. She don't need that. But all these other shits were like typically, you know what I mean, shit that we all went through. So the malaria, the fucking chicken pox and all kind of shit like that. The vaccines for those, we took them shits.
I'm doing the show. Man, calling me. Man, that you know what? You just have to think positive on a daily basis. You can't let things get to you. You can't because
Yeah, of course not.
you have
Listen,
the grace of the Lord with you. You're okay. You're
absolutely.
well. You're healthy. And people that are petty betty, they just need to go back to where the hell they needed to be in the first place. And that's
For
the
real,
truth
for
of the
real.
for real. Sometimes you really have to outweigh the good over the bad when it comes to life. That's the
I
problem that
do.
we have. Most definitely be positive and just woosah. Because at the end of the day, the people
Yeah.
that all the fucked up shit, that shit gonna come right back to them, bro.
Automatic. And
And
and it often comes back at a time when they least expect it. They want everybody
mm,
to empathize or sympathize, but then they'll have a bunch of people that turn their back. Cause it's just like you don't deserve empathy after all the insulting intrusive attitudes that were thrown out by you. So, I mean, in any case, karma has a way of coming back around to you and smacking you in the face and humbling you. So, at the end of the day, that's where I'm at. Like, I realize that I pay attention to the reflection of other people. I realized that for years I had a hard, damaging image on people by the things that I did and the way that I treated people. But what happened is, after a while, I decided I was not going to start treating people like that anymore. And I was going to change how I fucking acted. My
mm.
actions and my reflection on what I've been through and the way that I carry myself now is a totally different human being. And that's something that she don't like because of the change that I became a little more boisterous about about the things that I opinionate about. So anything that I felt that I needed to correct myself on, oh, she didn't like it because of certain things that took away from her as a norm. I'm constantly having to be
What
targeted in
up?
a certain way. What
What
up? We in
up?
here?
Sitting
What's
crazy
up?
made
What's
it.
up? You know the thing for scary movie?
Uh,
What's
I
up?
know.
but,
We were just talking. He just had a little heart to heart. We were talking. Get ready to pop it off. What's up, Liz Squad
What's up?
Podcast, episode 1. Hey, we're a little shuffled this today. This podcast is going a little crazy, but that's as needed
Yeah.
anyway, right?
yeah,
Because we're all going
Yeah.
through
yeah.
life through a really regular daily type of deal. We are live streaming anyways, so this
Hell
is gonna
yeah.
be a bit wacky, unorganized, and who gives a fuck? Because that's exactly what we're like anyway in real life.
Yeah.
Right. It's all over the damn place with us, yo. Ain't
Exactly.
never really been just a whole sequence of like coordinated attacks or anything. Nah, we're basically just all over the place.
Ryan.
Wild Bill 100. You dig me? What's happening, D
Yes,
Stag?
these daggers so soon. So we have
Found it.
Big Crazy, we have
What up?
J Guns, and we have D Stag. We are waiting on one more person, I
One
believe.
more.
Yeah, we're waiting on
SKN. Let's
SKN.
get it in.
Let's get it in.
Let's
Y'all
get it
want some
cracking.
music?
SKN. Let's get it in. Right.
Welcome, 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 my fellow peoples, my co-hosts of this fantastic new venture of the Lit Squad that we're doing something different, something awesome. You know, I hope that your day wasn't so crazy that you couldn't handle as much as you would normally. I was going crazy today. It was ridiculous. I mean, just world events to political
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing, and then natural catastrophic shit happening. Then the stuff in our lives that's happening.
Oof.
It's like, what
Yeah.
I
the
mean,
fuck? Right?
devastation
Yeah.
all over
Slow
the
down
place.
a little bit.
And we ain't even hit the summertime yet, so you already know it's about to
Yeah.
get crazy
Just
when it
started,
start getting
man.
warmer. We literally just got started with the year, and it's all this craziness. First, we got
Yeah,
all the
TikTok
fires
on the
in LA
verge.
and
We got
shit.
TikTok on the edge. They about to shut them down in the next couple of hours,
Oh.
like before 12. It's literally
Oh.
almost 12 o'clock. So we ended at the next hour that
Oh, snap.
TikTok is going to be done for.
Only 30 minutes
Yeah.
left
Well,
for
you know what's
TikTok.
funny?
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, the thing that I'm hearing about it right now, they're saying that basically the inbound president, Mr. Trump, is working on a plan to extend the response from TikTok for another 90 days. So basically, if that goes through, then we might have TikTok again for another 90 days until they get a freaking buyer to take it over from the American dispatch at this point. So we looking really at who's going to be the number one rich jackass that's going to take over the fucking TikTok and run it around the way that they've been wanting us not to have it run around, because they're so upset and scared about tech coming in from China, where China, China's Communist Party is all about trying to take your information and do stuff with it. When how has it been since we've actually had no interactions with TikTok or China-based anything? I mean, like, let's be serious here. I think China has had a very deep influence on our country in the long run of things. Like, we've had China involved in a lot of stuff that we don't even realize is there. What about the fact that they had Chinese interference in the last election just last year in November? We talk about that on a lower minimal scale. We don't even talk about the fact that that was part of the process. There was a few things that got attacked recently. We were talking about Pennsylvania, and I believe it was Georgia and North Carolina, I believe, were the two other states that were attacked by foreign interference. They didn't say specifically who it was. They knew one of them had to be Russia, but the other one had to be someone else. And who else is our enemy outside?
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real here. But I don't know. Honestly, I feel bad for the people that made, they make money on that app. They were making money collectively. Some of them folks became millionaires off of just doing the product applications and stuff that they were doing, selling stuff. And it's just saddening to see that, you know what I mean, we're all scared over something that at the end of the day, when you look at it, no matter what you do on the web, your information is there, and it's going around like a fucking merry-go-round, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. My thing is, like, what do we think of the situation at hand? Because it's a lot of conflicting parts. And I mean, what's more important to talk about today? We got TikTok about to go down tomorrow, and they still haven't gotten a real hint. They're still trying to handle these wildfires in the West Coast right now. Like, LA is looking crazy right now.
Yeah, it looks something out of a movie.
That's what they're saying, and me being a blind person, all I can say is from what I've been hearing, like, it's a lot of devastation. A lot of people are upset. There's some rich people in the mix of this whole thing that they're upset because the firefighters didn't come to them first. Then they were like, well, why do I have these black inmates from prison coming to my house to try to save my house? Bitch, you should be lucky. To half of you people that seen them black people come into your ass from out of the state penitentiary to help relieve your punk ass from the house that you paid millions of dollars for, but is about to burn in the last 2 minutes. You should probably thank them people for saving your ass and whatever was left. Because that fire came on so suddenly, nobody really cared about it, and then all of a sudden it went from, oh, it's not that big a deal, to this shit just burnt down 1,800 houses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's facts.
Yeah, a lot of people are losing their houses.
Yeah, we want to, you know what? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I wanted to bring back the Lit Squad, because definitely real life, real subjects. And I want everyone to shout out to these anchors right here. You got, that's Peace talking right there from the PZ show. Please check out his show as well. Also, artist. He is a blind rapper and a poetic person. Definitely takes a stance political for us on the show. You got Ken, the original interviewer, that's back with us on the show. Then you have Deep Stag, that's going to be giving us the philosophical, crazy conspiracies and all type of the above.
Yeah, cray.
Which we are definitely just giving a wing on, and I can't wait to see what this is going to be coming to the show with. I know it's did you send your I send your friend the link. I don't know if he got it. If you want, you can copy and paste it and send it to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it.
All right.
What happens when I do this?
With us too. See if that. Okay, there you go.
I just sent him the link.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, that's these guys, our technical support.
But I think I'm showing something on the thing. I don't know if I am or not.
Now you can show topics while we're talking, which is awesome. This is our first episode for this, guys. So we're just trying to put that a little beautifulness that's going on with the process of getting good at this shit again.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Right. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, even in this stage of life, you know what I mean? We talking about a whole
fire.
You know, a whole skill trade. Like, it's something that, you know, once you get on the wheel, once you've been riding the bike, you never really forget how to ride the bike, you know? Especially if they don't change anything. You know, how you got some bikes that you can pedal it one time and the motor starts.
Yeah.
Like, you got to pedal one time, get that one good crank in there and pedal and turn the motor on and shit. And then next thing you know, it's all until they run out of gas.
Kind of what we do, though. This is how we do it. This is what we do on a daily basis. We want to talk about all of these wonderful topics, from the main ones to the crazy ones to the what the fuck. So most definitely, shout out to anybody that comes by our viewing. Today's going to be a little different than what we are normally going to have on the regular every that we're going to be doing. This is just a tryout. Fuck it. Let's get live. Let's start talking to everybody. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm messing around with something.
Put the logo in the background, dog.
Yeah, what's going on with the background?
Yeah, you should put the logo.
That music is that. That's that hype up
it.
music. I like that. I like the music we got going right now. This is like that.
Change it.
Sit in the lobby shuffling.
Yeah, it's the little.
You up in it?
A little Liddy squad shuffle until I can figure out how to add in my own music. Like, I got all kinds of beats, but just figuring it out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like certain stuff as far as the uploads and stuff. They go by the amount of space you have as far as like if you're using the browser or if you're logged in on the mobile device. Mobile device, you have limited uploads. So like you want to use your desktop to get the maximizing amount of megabytes and stuff to upload.
You ain't lying, bro.
I was lazy. I just did it on the phone.
Trust, I literally am logged in on the phone. I don't have any other controls that I need to operate on. I just know that, you know, in most cases, it's a little bit of a teeter-totter when it comes to like how you're uploading. It's better to upload music and stuff like that from your laptop. So that way, whatever you're putting on is going to fully load it up with the capacity of the upload speed that you have for this web browser. Because for some reason, if you're using a mobile device, you only have a limited amount of space you can upload music and stuff to. So any sound clips or video clips and stuff you want to add, you want to try to get them in. Yeah, like you can put them in with the phone. You can do it with the mobile device, but it's a lot. It goes a lot faster when you're using a desktop, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So most definitely,
So,
like you guys were talking about. So Jay Guns was talking about we want to give all the love in the world to everybody in California that lost their homes, that actually didn't have insurance because they cut off the fire insurance right before they burned out all of their homes. God bless them.
And I mean, just an additional note to that topic in particular. Your incoming president is the one who's going to be delaying the next steps to the relief effort for the Californians that are there dealing with that wildfire situation. They're literally going to have to profess that he's the boss, or they're going to have to see, he's going to have to see if they were the ones that didn't vote for him. But you already know, anybody who knows LA knows that LA, Los Angeles County is literally a, progressive city.
Yeah.
There's a lot more democratic
it's so much
control.
There's so much conspiracies. There was one about the being involved. There was another one about the human trafficking underneath the city, and they needed to burn it. Ended up going in houses. That's another conspiracy I heard. Then there's another one about everybody who was connected to the P. Diddy trial. That's the houses that got burnt in the celebrity houses.
Yeah.
That was out there.
Oh, wow.
So worry about that. Have Ali Carter, which is the girl that supposedly was, she was held a hostage, I guess, in the human trafficking ring, and she had some connections with very large people, named a lot of large people, and said that this whole thing had to do with, just that she said, beware of fires and explosions that be coming soon. And that was 2-3 weeks prior to the actual events happening. So you have all these things and all of these other celebrities saying something doesn't feel right. And then you have some people that really lost their lives and some people that really lost their homes and are literally homeless. Oh, you definitely want to just have a heart for the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Completely agree with you there. Because, I mean, like, at the end of the day, when you're talking about, devastation and the most... It's a natural disaster at this point. Because everybody knows that as far as, the nature of, like, California's terrain and in atmosphere, as far as, like, what goes down in the area there, a lot of that area has a little bit of a faulty system that they kind of go off of. When you think about the fact that, like, before stuff like this would take place, there used to be a policy in order where they would send people to these certain locations where they know that the brush gets very, very dry, and they would start pulling it out of the area and, finding an area that was more suitable to burn it so that it wasn't a risk or something that would, cause the wildfires to do what they've been doing over these last couple of weeks. So it's just like when you see that they've taken stuff away like that, there were certain organizations they used to have assigned to just picking up the brush from the wooded areas where most of the fires spark. because all it takes is for that dry brush to catch a heat spark, and then all you got is you got a Smokey reversal, Smokey the Bear reversal. So you know what I mean, like. But that's the whole thing for me, and then
But
you
then
know
they said that there were
it's
people. You didn't see that all these articles about different people that were in broadcasting and celebrities that were calling in and talking to the fire department about seeing people literally starting fires.
Yeah,
So
that
that's a
was.
whole nother issue.
see, and
There was
that's the
people
other
calling.
part. That was the other part. They had a bunch of like people that did arrest for arson, because
Yes,
that's
they did.
technically what that is. And then you're you can't really blame anything other than nature afterwards, because when you got high winds of up to 100 miles an hour blowing all around a fire, a sparked up fire, anything that's on fire is just going to get motioned or going to get moved downwind.
Yeah.
You
Yo,
also
CNN be trolling too. They did a
Oh, absolutely.
They did a news update showing that there was a mystery machine, like Shaggy and Scooby Doo was there, and that was
Jesus.
they put the car right there, like nothing, like it didn't burn down. And it's like, look at this, there's a van. This van didn't get burned in the. It's like, bro, somebody just pulled up there after the fire. This
Right.
ain't news. This ain't news.
This is not news. They had Shaggy and Scooby up in the van. They was sitting there hiding out, getting
They
high.
were rolling that
You
couch.
know, the usual shit. They was smoking and eating brownies and shit all day.
They were solving the
They was like,
mystery
oh
of who
damn, look
did
at
it.
looking at. Yeah, I'm surprised the other side of the van didn't show sticks outside that motherfucker with some marshmallows on the tips. Like, yo, we just smoking and watching getting some roasted marshmallows. You know.
It's all right. The mystery crew's gonna solve it, right?
Right.
And then
Come on, Scooby Doo. We see you.
Oh my god! You got Carolina that was
I'm
lying
telling you.
propane tanks that they couldn't get propane or anything to heat their homes. You got hundreds of people freezing in there. You know,
Shit,
them
and you call Hank Hill.
Right.
Propane accessories.
King of the Hill needed over there, and then you have the earthquake and the tsunami alert that just happened in Japan, Mexico having an earthquake as well, and also Alaska. So something's shaking up somewhere, and then you got all these freaking fires. We're just supposed to go to work and act like nothing's happening. I don't know.
Don't you know? Meanwhile, like, we've seen some serious weather changes around here. So with the brush fires in the West Coast, a lot of people didn't pay attention to the fact that the whole middle America dropped to sub temperatures over the last week. So just last week, we had in the Midwest, like, temperatures that were almost negative, like 12 or some shit like that last week.
No way.
So I mean, like, people had,
I didn't know that.
yeah, they had like some really, really cold weather coming through the middle of America. So like a lot of people experience weather changes like we did see from like Texas back in 21. So y'all remember what happened with the snowstorm in Texas in 21? The whole damn state shut down, and their senator, what's his name there? The fucking trolling ass son of a bitch that fucking follows around Donald Trump all the time like a loose coat hanger. What's his name? The senator of Texas?
Oh,
Texas,
Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Yeah, Ted Cruz. So we already know Ted Cruz fled the country. He went to Cancun when that storm happened.
But there was a lot
Normally,
of that, bro. That's another thing. A lot of celebrities weren't even in Los Angeles when all them fires were starting up and their houses getting burnt up.
yeah.
right. But then you think about it, like, I mean, if it wasn't for shout out to Bun B from UGK back in that particular situation when the ice storm, the blizzard storm took and struck Texas. Bun B was out there telling people about it, man, because it was like they were so underprepared that it wasn't even funny. They didn't have anything to generate heat for their states. for the state because the state itself has separated itself from the from America's generators. So Texas is on its own situation as far as the energy sources down there. That's why everybody has such a hard time in 21. And then when the weather keeps changing and it's extremely going cold, or then Texas has more heat waves and droughts than any of the like normal weather stations like we deal with on the 4 season setup. These people mainly deal with the first three. It's like the hardest three you're going to get because there's really no rain. There's more heat than everything. Then, the drought of all of that just dries the area even more and makes it a fire hazard. So you got people that are down there in Texas living under freaking 100, 105, 117, degree weather. Most likely most of the year.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, how do you avert that? But then you got a governor that doesn't really care about you. They tell you that, oh yeah, you work outside, you do construction, take your punk ass out there at 10 o'clock in the morning when it's like 115 degrees outside.
Yeah, not a fan.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't care. He doesn't care. Obviously, they just passed a law where they were trying to restrict people from hydrating themselves under those kinds of weather conditions. Like, that's insane.
No, that's total insane.
It's insane. It's insane. It's like you're trying to take us back to like the Israelites getting fucking put in slavery through the Egyptians. Like, what are we doing here?
Like it, yeah.
It's what it sounds like. It's really what it sounds like.
The water, sir.
Right. Can I please have some water, sir? Please, sir. More. Can I have some more?
Yeah, and you got. If y'all ever seen freaking Animal Farm, bro, that shit's becoming reality.
Yeah.
Now, see, I've never seen it.
Well, he predicted the future for real.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy.
SJN, did you fall asleep?
Did he fall asleep?
There you go.
There he is.
It's lagging real bad. It's like in and out.
Oh, you're in the
Not
back.
lagging on my end.
It's not on my end.
Oh,
It could be just the fact that all of us are in here and we're talking. The server is gonna move around, but I think what it is everybody's in combination of having a conversation together. We're talking with the levels being right, but we're also having the consistency of the music behind us. So a lot of that is probably from that too.
Yeah.
Stag, you want to give us a little check on the levels? Probably bring it down a little bit more so everybody can be heard.
Yeah, for the music, I got you.
Yeah.
That should be better.
Yeah,
There we
because
go.
at least then it doesn't seem like we're over talking the music, trying to get over the
Yeah.
music. There we go.
Well, another thing I wanted to talk about, this happened like a month ago now, but remember the drone situation?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, where the drones are all over New Jersey and shit. I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, I saw
They
and
said
the
something about
craziest
spottings up
thing
here.
was the video where they're going down into the water.
Yeah,
Wow.
somebody was saying that they were like submerging and coming out of the water. Some of them.
But this dude
Like, I
this dude who
never
makes them,
realized. I was gonna say, like, what the hell is that about? Like, I didn't know that they made drones that were waterproof.
I didn't know either.
Wait a minute. So you saw a video of drones going in the water and coming back out?
no, they were just going down and they were going 3 by 3 and they were lighting up, going boop boop, and going down into the water. People are saying they're drones, but then there's a dude who makes the drones for the government, and he said, no, these are not designed to go underwater. So I just been wondering for the past month, like, what are those things?
Like,
Yeah.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, something that comes from above surface, it's floating above surface, and then drops into the water like that.
So
I mean, I can't even tell you from my own visual art for like seeing that stuff, but I can tell you right now, a mechanic device like that his all kind of wiring and shit like that, you're not going to drop it in the water like that.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
there's
so
probably
what
a
are
bunch
they?
of holes in there that you're gonna get water in that system, and it's gonna fuck
Yeah.
your whole shit up
Is it
if it's a
possible?
mechanical device.
Yeah, some kind of possible. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in the governmental system right now. I saw some videos that I could share later on, that were with the government actually inside of court speaking on UAPs, which is
Yep,
basically
Hmm.
UAPs.
UFOs, and how
Yeah.
they,
Yep.
many of them popping up and asking for a lot of information, from Congress to let them know what's going on. So, I mean, UAPs, UFOs, angels, demons. I mean, everybody has their own thought on this, right?
I got a theory.
Yeah.
They're glowing ducks from outer space.
Glowing ducks.
Yeah, because they can.
Does
'cause ducks
anybody
can fly
does anybody
and
remember?
swim. Ducks can
Does
fly. And
anybody
they can go
remember?
underwater.
Okay, so do anybody remember Courage the Cowardly Dog? Do y'all remember the
Yeah.
episode of Courage where he had Mr. Quack? He had Dr. Quack that kept
It's
coming
Dr.
around trying to
Quack.
fuck.
Dr. Quack is behind it. It's the
Right.
conspiracy of Dr. Quack. He's behind it.
What? He's trying to reach into your
He's trying
brain.
to take over the world.
I'm trying to
He wants to
understand
take over your.
the whole thing. It's like, what the hell? What the hell?
I support Dr. Quack.
Oh
And I
my
approve this
God.
message.
I mean, let's be real. There's got to be some of the most outlandishly freakish shit going on in America and the world around us.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stuff that we're like seeing, and we know the signs when we see them. But then at the end of the day, how can you tell if it's really just the actual natural causes of what we are experiencing from biblical reflections? Or is it just some people that are seeing that it's around that time when these things should start popping up and they're trying to enact it? Because you got a lot of people that believe
Trying to
and
just
they
make it
follow
fit,
that
yeah.
Bible. They just try to make it real.
That's
How
true.
many times a day do people call you crazy? All of us.
Everybody.
Oh, can we all raise our
Everyone
hands
calls me
here?
crazy. Hell, I've been
Can
called
we
every
all
single
raise
name of the
our
book.
Definitely.
I'm
On a
raising my
daily
hand,
basis,
too.
what is crazy? Crazy is normal. Normal is not crazy. I mean, how could they
Yeah.
say we're crazy? when the world
Nowadays,
is fucking nuts.
yeah, nowadays everybody that's crazy is normal,
Unique.
supposedly.
And
They're the
sometimes
unique
it's a little bit
normal.
crazy to be creative. So hey, it is what
No,
it is.
Right.
No
I'm
way,
saying,
y'all. There's
gotta
a
think
there's a
about
thing
how
up
many
in the
times-
sky. There's a thing going up right now in my freaking backyard. It's
Oh,
the
right.
duck. It's
Yeah.
the what's his name?
Show us. Show us.
Dr. Quack.
Show.
It's Dr. Quack.
Dr. Quacky.
He's at
Oh,
it
what the
again.
fuck? Dr.
Ah, damn
Quacko.
it, it left. It
Right.
left, but it just passed by. It's gone now.
Ah.
Went over my house.
Listen,
That
man.
did not look like a
Listen,
plane.
and it's crazy because I don't live that far from like a international airport and all that. So I'm pretty sure shit like that be floating about here in Albany, New York. So it's like they have a bunch of shit that comes past the fucking airport. And I usually see it because being in my little small town, my airport's not that far away from here, from the city. So it's like the whole time, if you're looking up, you'll see planes, you'll see helicopters, you'll see all kind of shit passing by. But if you pay attention to that, you'll see all that with little specks of some shit. Like, what the hell is that? I mean, mind you, I can't see, so I just go with off of everybody else's concept. So when you hear people telling me stuff like, "Yo, the clouds don't even look real anymore,"
It's all
Have you-
simulation.
how do we feel about that position in life? You know what I'm saying? Because the clouds, regardless of how you look at it or how you think about it, these clouds are as close to you as anything else in the world right now, and actually can be can go from that distance of so far out, 30,000 feet up and whatnot, to like literally staring you right in your face and making it hard for you to see shit. So
Yeah.
you tell me how that works and shit, and then the fact that you got, people who I remember hearing back in 21, early 21, they had dropped and declassified a bunch of notes from the military and the Navy about their encounters with UAs and UFOs. So it's like, my thing is, okay, during this previous administration, we found out that they had secrets that they called everybody crazy behind. You remember those people that kept getting put in fucking psych wards over the Area 51 situation that they were trying to hide over there?
Yeah. I was one of them, actually.
Well, one of the possibilities that makes sense to me is the fact that there were things that were being shipped and stored in that building. Probably still are stored in that building. But what we are not supposed to know is the fact that they have been hiding for the last 50 plus years unidentified sightings from the government. The government is actually hiding these things.
It's all Naruto run there. They can't stop us all.
No.
But definitely interesting subjects tonight.
You know it. You know it.
So we are.
Because I just feel like we need to start really taking in the irrational and start paying attention, because at some point when you got the government participating in how they transfer information to us, why we're not the first people to know certain things, because they're always trying to, quote, protect us from stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, we're the only ones that's really suffering. You think about that. There was a whole thing they just said they had meteors that were striking and hitting landfall like somewhere overseas. Mind you, I'm pretty sure they didn't warn nobody about that shit, but they always the ones talking about we just seen a meteor that's gonna pass by us, just barely striking our atmosphere and all kind of weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Look at this amazing big ass fucking rock that could barely motherfucking fly past us and hit us, but they just give you a big ass light show about it. Like, I don't understand that.
It's just overbearing. It's overbearing to think of, especially when I just got off of work and I had like 3 people robbing the store and ran out the door, and then some other guy fucking went crazy and left his sneakers on top of an ice cooler. I don't know what happened there. And then, yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm just counting down money and got out of there late because I was trying to get here to you guys. And now we're talking about the whole fucking world is catastrophic. There's nothing we can do about it. So smoke a cigarette. Fucking smoke a cigarette.
That's really it. That's really it. I mean, granted, like the next devastating thing that could possibly take place is, 100 years after our asses are gone.
My boss was telling me, well, I was working with my GM. I'm an ASM. I'm an assistant manager, and the general manager was there. Literally, some drunk guy just stuck a whole bunch of fucking stuff inside his pants and tried to walk out, and it was falling out of his pants. Like, what?
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
I done something like that when I was a kid. I did something like that.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I had to be hella wasted to do some shit like that.
Oh gosh! And then this lady at the closing time, this lady comes and puts a bunch of shit on the counter and starts counting literal change for like.
Oh my God!
And she didn't have enough money that she ended up putting everything back. Made me close a half an hour late. I'm like, fucking what?
Oh my God!
Wow.
Patience.
That's like, that is ridiculous. Like, yo, come on. You knew you didn't have enough for that shit. You was just trying to get away with it. Yo, that lady just tried to play you.
I'm like, I gotta get the show going here, right? We gotta get the show going somehow.
She took out a nickel and said it was a quarter.
How was your day today? How about each one of us talk about our fucking day? How about that?
My day's been going pretty good. I just purchased Grand Theft Auto 5, and I've been doing. I've been starting to do videos on GTA Online because I've never done it before. And I actually just got done recording a YouTube video on it not that long ago. Should be up here shortly soon.
That's the plus. That's the plus.
But yeah.
It is.
Also, I've been working on I have a lot of music that I've been just going back and working on. Some of it was from projects that either didn't make it to the project or songs that just weren't complete. Some songs just didn't have a full verse made, so I sent a couple over to Rakim, and he's working on I think 2 of them right now. So we already got one done.
He was supposed to be here with us tonight. Unfortunately, something happened.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to make it
That's
tonight.
Okay.
But
He'll jump on the next one. It's fine.
yeah, he can jump on the next one. But yeah, I started doing a thing on my YouTube community tab where basically I go on Instagram Live, kind of like we're doing right here, and I will preview 3 of my unreleased songs that I have not put out yet, and I let people vote on it, and then whichever ones get the highest vote, that's the one that gets published onto the channel. And
nice.
And that's what I've been doing. It's kind of just to get more feedback from the community on what songs that they want to hear more of. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of getting back to the
community interactions
by doing that. And yeah, so that's what I do. And then I go on there and I'm like, hey guys, here's the results of the poll. And this song got the most votes, so it goes up. And also, if it ties, like say if 2 songs tie or something and they're like 50-50, I just release both of those. So I'm just like, okay, you guys get both tracks. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of ties into SKN's Artist Corner that we completely missed out on.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Oh well, that's the whole thing. We had to get situated, so the conversation came out.
Yeah, I want to be able to add files, add this MP4s.
We're going to be doing this again anyway, and we'll get it done the right way. This is just a warm-up anyway.
Yeah.
So we can get out there. We have a lot of frustration, people. The world is falling the fuck apart, and people are shoving stuff in their pants.
Indeed.
Come on!
Look, man, I've been fighting international and interdimensional ninja battles. I mean, come on.
It's like, are we gonna get another freaking free money band or whatever? What's happening with that? Like, they're waiting for FEMA.
Yeah, right.
Jeez, you know how many people are waiting on FEMA? You have better luck in bingo, yo.
At least you win something.
Yeah.
Gosh, how was your day?
Man, at least in a bingo, you win something.
Yeah, how was your day? Like SKN J Guns, how was your day, guys?
Oh my God.
Who's going?
So I got up this. So I mean, me personally, if I'm gonna say, go
ahead, bro. You good?
Oh, so basically, what I was just gonna say was like my day was pretty like cut and dry. There was nothing really going on because I'm off work today. It's my weekend. I get the weekends off. But my whole thought was around like the whole concept of this TikTok thing, because like, what the fuck, yo? You do realize like
a piece of shit. I was banned on TikTok a couple of days ago for speaking on catastrophic events and for speaking on the fact that I was inside of a hurricane that I felt was a higher grade of category. And they tried to put me for what do you call that? What was that, D-Stag? You remember what
misinformation or something?
Misinformation.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
Yeah, misinformation.
I've been hit with that so many times. So annoying.
That time when the hurricane hit and they took your stream down for
I had 70,000 views. 70,000 views from inside of the hurricane, and they took my stream down midstream. That's what they do.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
I'll never forget that.
That was too informative, you know. It was too much information. They didn't like the fact that they was.
It's like Twitch, like when somebody's robbing the dude who's streaming.
Out into a garbage can and out of the door because the water was coming in all over the place.
Yeah.
You know on Twitch.
You
know on Twitch, if somebody comes up to you and they rob you or pull out a gun, you get banned.
Damn.
What? How you
for real? It's happening.
I was like, for real?
Yeah.
And I haven't even been on TikTok in months. I don't even. I think I forgot my password to it because I tried to log in and it said invalid password. So I don't know. I just haven't attempted to log in yet because I don't remember the password I set for it.
It's all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I believe it.
How's the weather over there? The weather's cold over there. Where you at? SKN.
Who's that? SKN.
Yeah, how's the weather over there? Is it cold? Did you have a bad day, guys?
I just came back from the store, and it's windy as a bitch. Hell no. Go back inside. But anyway, so, I was trying to tell you guys, I don't know if I could show you it, but we just got done doing an interview, with the homie. So that's gonna be coming out probably tonight or probably in the morning. So, yeah. It's gonna be about the blue, so huh?
You're doing an interview with somebody?
No, I just got done doing it right now. That's what I was doing before. I didn't even know it was gonna happen. It just hit me up out of nowhere, and then we had the album dropping Friday. So, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, my day was productive. But accomplishment.
Yeah.
For real.
Was I the only one that was stuck under my car with fucking gunk all over me trying to fix it and then couldn't get a car to get to work and then all that crazy shit happened on my job? Did nobody have a bad day?
Not really. Because, I mean, honestly, I literally, aside from, like, the fact that I was trying to get some sleep and, like, during my midday trying to get a nap in, I had a bunch of motherfucking phone calls that I didn't answer. So it's like, between that was about the only frustration in my day. Okay, everybody wanting to call me while I was trying to take a nap.
my days are chill, but for some reason after like 9 or 10 p.m. shit gets crazy over here. Like I feel like I'm a samurai fighting the interdimensional ninjas of darkness. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone knows what I mean.
Well, you know the freaks.
Oh yeah.
The freaks come out at night. The
For
freaks
real.
come out at night.
For real.
Okay. For real. And I mean, they don't play. That's why I stay in the house.
I've been freestyling on a couple of joints. I did a couple of EPs this week. That's the stuff I've done. I mean, I've been doing little short videos here and there and just preparing for the week. So many things that's going on right now in my regular life that sometimes you have to warm up back into the music. Working a lot with France lately. Shout out to Fox. I've been working with the French Connection, which is a group of people that speak French. That's been a lot of work. A lot of international songs coming out from Germany with MJ and Micah. I'm working with Germany, a lot with France. I haven't worked that much in America. But that's not the word. I like to get out there. I like to coordinate with the body. You know what I mean? My thing is, the more international you get, sometimes you got to reach outside the box, you know?
Yeah.
Outside the box.
Definitely. Google Translate is a thing, people. You can actually speak to these people in their language and say something back to them if you ever understand and don't know what they're talking about. And you can pick up another language.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Awesome. That's what I've been doing lately. International, more international collabs in the last 2 months than I've had in the last year or so, because I've been trying to turn over a leaf. I do have a lot of music. I got a song coming out with a guy in Africa coming up next week, hopefully. And a lot of things that, to me, Netherlands, Italy, Africa, Russia, everybody, we love you all. So everybody that's watching, everybody that joins us, it's all the same. We're all one human race. So we're on the planet suffering.
There's a quote from one of my favorite artists I want to say. It's basically everybody stay positive no matter how negative life gets, and it's by Juice WRLD. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD.
Yeah, I think Juice WRLD was on too much. Juice WRLD's another conspiracy half.
Definitely ahead of his time.
I don't want to get into that.
He was ahead of his time. He actually
definitely was ahead of his time.
Started me to do music back in the day.
That's what's up.
Well, yeah, because I discovered Juice WRLD when he was still posting videos on SoundCloud. I remember that.
Oh yeah, see. I was about to say that's a while ago.
Wow. and then he
it was
blew
a while
up out
ago.
of nowhere, and then had the world in his palm, and then he died.
And he killed himself.
A lot of specials about how the actual world of music the people that end up to be celebrities feel like captives when it comes to the industry itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we kind of are
Absolutely.
lucky that we're not captive to that criteria of being
Freedom.
like a puppet to anyone, that we could actually talk without our publishers or marketers or everybody cutting us off.
Yeah. I do all my
Right.
music without any of those strings. That's why I've been doing mine the way I do. Because like I don't have record labels saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that."
Oh
No.
yeah, the
Well, at the end of the day, yeah.
me, bro.
Yeah, they would.
I'm
Yeah.
That's the
talking
way
about
I
the
feel.
people who
I'm here.
own the-
I'm here to
talking
have a
crap
good
about those
time. I'm
people
here
who
to.
own
I'm
it.
here to vibe. I'm here to chill. I'm here to make some good music. That's all I'm here for. So, you know, because
I
you
like
can,
to stir
because you
crap.
can
I
be
like to
here
stir it
today and
up.
gone tomorrow, and I want to at
What the
least leave
fuck?
behind a legacy, kind of like that. You know, where
Yes, sir.
like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Impact.
because
think
another
that's why we all-
quote.
I think that's
Another
why we
quote
all-
by Juice WRLD as well. The goal isn't exactly to live forever, but to make something that does live forever, which music,
Yeah.
Right.
as we all know, lives forever because, you know, there's a lot of artists that have passed away that their music people are still listening to. Like, you know, Elvis Presley, for
It still
example.
sells, still does good
And,
music.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, it's all controlled though, because
Yeah.
there's so many
Especially now.
underground, and you got to think
Yeah.
about like just the conceptual ideas that we carry in our music, or
Yeah.
how we
Mhm.
speak from the spirit, as music is like, and we're supposed to create in a volume that will bring a wave to frequency. A lot
Yeah.
of people, I fall in love with the frequency wave, and while I'm doing my music, and I think that just feeling the emotion of the other artist and then being able to lock into them and sync, you know, with
Yeah.
the actual, you know, vocal octave is a really awesome thing to feel. But that's the problem, that because of us speaking freely, they stop us from monetizing as
Yeah.
much
That's right.
as we.
You can't talk about
They
it.
may control the monetization system, but they can't.
Yeah, YouTube took down my whole Exposed album because a lot of it, I was going crazy about conspiracy shit, and they
Nice.
kept taking that shit down to the point where I
No,
actually
they're
got banned
assholes.
off of YouTube for like 2 weeks or something, and then they put another ban on
that's
my
stupid.
channel, and then they kept doing that bullshit. So I'm like,
I did have a song like that stuck. It's still up. It's called Illuminati Doom Shop. It's a pretty cool song.
yeah,
Yeah, but the more that you speak, the more they try to silence, and that's what we just keep on creating, you know, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Right.
masses, and we have so much knowledge from what
At
we
least
got from,
FanLab won't ban you
you know.
for now.
yeah,
I mean, all I say is
They're,
just
they're
keep
going
going.
commercial though.
yeah,
Y'all
You know,
see,
just
y'all
keep
see
doing
they going
what
commercial
you
over
have
there.
in your mind. Just keep doing what
All
you
the
do.
ads they got.
yeah,
You know, I had some sad producers that passed away. 2 friends of mine recently, and you know,
Oh.
I mean, because of drug use, of course, overdose.
yeah. Of course, drug use always ends up that way.
Fentanyl, most likely, or whatever. And you know, one of them was very, very close to me, and I did an album on BandLab.com for him with the last few songs that he sent me that I never got to until after he passed away.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, you know, Bomb Beats 507 was what he went by as far as his record company. You know, it's just, you think about how many drugs are affecting people and how they're changing the actual drugs. That people
Yeah.
are, like, you could be somebody who takes a certain substance and thinks, oh, well, I take it all the time, I'm used to it. I have a lot of friends of mine that have addictions, and I don't have one myself, but maybe cigarettes. I got bad cigarette addiction. But, you know, I think about it, and they talk about this, you know, they think that it's really a drug, but it's at this point where fentanyl is playing a big factor in America. They're putting it in almost everything. A lot of people are
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also doing that with meth too. Meth is out there like that. Crystal meth is just as bad, and yet they just caught state troopers here in New York just caught somebody on the on I-87 up here for like 3 pounds of crystal meth on its way to the next city.
Sheesh.
Like it was they caught it just passing through Albany.
Just one dude.
Yeah.
Right, and it was literally one dude. He had like 3 pounds of fucking crystal meth with other drugs in the car with him. It was like one of the biggest busts they had this year.
You have like in the 70s they would have crack.
Walter White's cousin.
As we come into the 90s,
Right.
Big
And it's funny because the dude's name was Boone.
2000, there was a lot of pills.
Daniel Boone was a great big man.
And now you have a mixture of concoctions that are created, and they're so powerful that they're overthrowing society in a very
you got drugs. The whole fentanyl thing is so dangerous to the point where you're not even supposed to be in the same vicinity of this drug.
But
this shit can kill you just by smelling it.
It's a depopulation mechanism that they are doing. I honestly believe that some real people are involved in that money somehow. I mean, it's too popular amongst the teens and the young adults, and even people in their 30s, 40s now. It's just a normal to see people high, whether it's on pharmaceutical medicine or on actual drugs. It's just everywhere.
Yeah, it's even worse when you have your family members and you watch them go through that shit. It's very depressing to watch family members go through that shit. And I've got a lot of family members that are tied into that drug world. And every time I see them, I tell them, look, you got to get rehab. You got to better yourself because you only get one life.
It really does kind of like it hits a nerve. I've had some friends lost recently because of it, and then I've had some friends that I had to stop talking to, and family I had to stop and remove myself from their lives because it's just overbearing how much the demonic holds are.
Yeah, I cut all ties with my father, Dr. Weathers. I blocked him because every time he wanted to talk to me, he was always asking me for money. He was always asking me for this other shit, and it's like I don't want to be the person that's going to facilitate your drug addiction. It's like,
it's the last
I can't be doing that. And I'm his own son. Like I watched him do drugs growing up. I watched him smoke the fucking pills off of the tinfoil and shit.
You know what?
And it was not good.
The only one. You weren't the only one that watched their parents do drugs when they were. Because I went through that as well as a child. One of my parents were addict for a while, and then they stopped because they were losing everything. I think all of us had uncles, fathers, or mothers, or something going on at one time or another where we didn't.
Even alcohol sometimes.
I mean, whether it was an actual drug or it was an actual manipulation that they were doing to us at a certain age, or just like absence. The absence of a parent can change somebody. That's why I'm saying, like, as an adult, we have to rise above these measures.
Yeah.
We have to become bigger and better bloodline, and we have to be able to break all of those generational curses.
Yeah.
So we can be the best of who we are.
Yeah, it is.
It's all about trying to be the best, better than you were yesterday. I'm always in battle with myself. I got so many haters. Them haters, they think they funny, but I be sitting back watching like, wow, I'm not even thinking about them at all, so I'm sitting there.
And why would you at this point? Like, these motherfuckers is motivation to you to fuel your fire that's burning inside of you. Because at the end of the day, a hater is supposed to motivate you. A hater is never going to be the person to put you down, because regardless of what they're saying, they're just helping you to critique yourself.
And I'm sure there's probably multiple artists that want me dead, but I don't care. I get death threats every day, so it's like whatever, dude. It's like good luck. Try to cope even better.
But your number one competitor is yourself.
Yeah.
Number one.
You always
completely agree with that.
Number one competitor is yourself, and every day you try to be better than the person you were yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I've been.
We're born to fuck up. We're human error.
Yeah.
We wake up in the morning and we put our socks on backwards or our pants on backwards. Like, what the fuck?
Skill issue.
Right.
It's like, sometimes you go to jobs and you're like, oh my god,
it's a glitch in the Matrix.
The one you come to, like, hold on a second, I need a second for myself. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, I just realized that my job realized for the first time that I have a different side of me. So I came to work the other day, and I was literally on the phone and had been arguing back and forth with my daughter's mother on the phone. So I get to work. I'm walking in because she's still on the phone. I'm like, I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to talk to you right now. You're literally in my ear talking hella crap, and I don't want to talk. I don't care, da 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 da, this, that, and the third. So I'm literally walking into the building. I get through my metal detectors, and the first thing they heard me say is, "Bitch, I just told you, leave me the fuck alone."
You see that right there? That right there. One thing. I there's one thing right there. If somebody is for the problem, they are not for the solution. So especially if you have a two sides to yourself. You have the person that you are at home, the person you with your friends, and the person you are professionally in any setting that you go to. If I know somebody pissing me the fuck off, that'd be damned if I give them the opportunity to change my attitude in front of people that I cannot afford that to happen in front of. So before you walk into that door, bye, bitch, like click. Because the simple fact you have to turn your face onto professionality. It's time to change. You have to bring in that extra effort no matter what happened to you before you walked out. Like I tell all the workers that I work with, everything that you got should stay out that door once you walk through this door, because these customers, consumer people we're facing, they don't want to deal with that. It's not their fault that you're dealing with an asshole in your life, or your bills are crazy, or my car fell apart or whatever. It's not their fault. So you have to really change.
That's the whole reason. That's the whole thing that makes it beautiful with my job. I don't have to interact with other customers, but because we have a family oriented community around the warehouse, it makes it a little bit easier for us to have the conversation just in a more private setting. So like for me, I could have literally cut myself off and stopped from saying that until I got to like the the actual break room, or went outside in the back break room, you know what I mean, to go talk to her and fucking scream it out and then go back about my business. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I usually don't. I usually found it easier to just not say anything or not even talk. Because like at the end of the day, if I get to work and I'm already there, I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to focus on what I'm doing.
What you don't understand is there's some people that are attention seekers. They're not.
Yeah, they are.
Not attention, but that has to do with a lot of narcissism, where everything about them, especially if they know that there's an important place that you're going to, and they can at least the peace of mind to be able to do that. That's like earlier today, I went to go buy cigarettes before work. All down the block, all back up the block, my son's father's going off and off and off and off about something to do with a neighbor. And I'm like, I just wanted to buy cigarettes. I don't want to hear this. And you know what I did? Put my headphones on and I said, guess what? You're talking to yourself now, and kept walking. You have to do that to those people that are into that manipulative.
Yeah, that's the thing my dad did to me growing up. Like he would always want me to listen to his music, and he was like, "Oh, you check out this track, it's so amazing." And it's like, and I listened to it and I'm like, okay. So I'm just like whatever, you know. Like if he likes it, that's up to him, but you know, I can't really speak on his music, you know.
It's really about just understanding that, you know, when somebody is trying to take your attention at the time that you need to apply that attention to something important in your life, you have to set a boundary.
Yeah, and focus.
That boundary, if you need to focus, because it affects your real life, whether it's a girlfriend, a guy friend, if it's your family member. When you focus on this do ahead of me, this is my task for the day, then this is exactly what I want to do. Now, until you check off that box in your head that task is done, everybody needs to shut the fuck up and let you do what you have to do. And you have to find a way nicely, be professional or be compassionate and say, hey, I hear you, but there's something I got to do right now, so I'm going to have to call you back. I'm going to have to see you later. You're going to have to leave. I have to take care of this. Because the problem is then we get half of the things done that we needed to do, which adds on to the next day of things that we need to do. And how many more things do we have to do the next day?
Yeah, and then it just keeps piling up and piling up.
Exactly. True. And then
that's
you don't
good advice. Yeah.
Wants you to be. You want to be exactly.
Yeah, because I let it build, and I get so upset about certain shits. Like my thing is like people know like how to trigger you. And one things I realized about a person is once they get that deep into your insole, you need to start finding ways to unlatch these people, because no one is supposed to be that close to you that they trigger you in a negative way.
Your space and time, I want you to treat your energy as if it was money, like a bank account.
Yeah,
right.
Start to harvest your energy. When you have anybody that's negative in your field and you feel the energy emanate from their body when they're speaking,
it spends you.
Their tone changes, their demeanor changes, everything. It's like you feel, they're going to ask you for something, or that they're doing it for a specific reason to ruin your day. I want you to set your line of boundary.
Yeah.
And then
that's why last year I cut off a lot of people on BandLab, because there were some people that were just getting on my nerves, and so I was like, I'm not going to talk to these people anymore. So it's like sayonara. And so that's kind of what I did. And same thing with family members. Some family members, like my dad, for example, I had to cut ties with him because he kept coming to me for money, kept asking me for money for drugs, and I'm like, I can't supply you with that, and I will not, because he doesn't even have a job. He's 40 years old, and he doesn't even know how to get a job. It's like, come on, you got to have this shit figured out. You're 40 years old. People that are that age already have a job.
Like I tell my son that.
Oh yeah, he keeps going around saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get signed by Sony." No one's gonna sign him to a fucking Sony Records. He's a fucking meth head,
Me of a friend of mine that's 47 years old. I won't shout out his name. He won't come onto the show. I'm sure you guys know who it is. But he is also into meth, very heavy, and he's constantly telling me he's got deals every time he calls me on the phone. Listen,
it's crazy what people do on these drugs. That's why I don't touch them, and I think it's funny. And I think it's funny that a lot of people online always accuse me of doing drugs, saying, "Oh, see, he's just on drugs again. He's just doing another drug rant again."
It's
like there's no proof of me doing drugs, and I've never done any drugs. The only thing I had was on my, I think it was one of my birthdays. I didn't know that at this time. I didn't know. But there was like a dish in my house. It was filled with like gummy bears and Skittles and shit. And I didn't even know. But one of those gummy bears was actually a weed edible. I didn't even know that, and I accidentally ate it, and I tripped like hell. I was like, oh my god.
You never had the cookie though? You never had the whole cookie?
That was the only time I ever tried that, and I never did it again. I was like, nope.
No, don't do the whole cookie though, because that joint
had me
out of commission, bro. That had me out of commission, bro, for like a day.
Oh yeah, I will say this for the record. I will never do any of the hard drugs. I'll never do meth or heroin or any of that other crap. Like I leave all that shit alone.
Trust. Who's common sense nowadays on that shit now? But I mean, honestly, I believe like weed should have always been something that we had a choice in the matter, because we used it so much in the 60s and the 70s before they banned it and they put it out of commission. You do realize the military even instituted cannabis use, not for smoking, but for materials. They made parachutes, the fucking PTSD thing. They also used it for like making canopy boats. They made the canopy boat out of cannabis plants. They made uniforms, the military uniforms they made back in the First World War, the Vietnam War, before World War II. Yeah, they were definitely using cannabis to supply the uniforms, the parachutes, the boats, all that other stuff. Like, so what the hell was the use? What was the problem with us having it then, as opposed to this trying to get us back to it now?
It's just anything that you do in moderation is as long as it's not harmful, that they need to fit in a hazmat suit. I mean, come on, like there's things in life that people do and then they grow out of it and they say, wow, that was stupid, let me not do that again. But then there's people that just have a different attitude, that they destroy their lives by the loops that these drugs put their minds into, and
Yeah.
then family, but you can't trust them.
Right. And then just some people just have a really addictive nature. Their higher tolerance of drugs that they endure, you know what I mean? They ingest in their system. It's one of those situations where they're looking for the cutoff point, but their body isn't giving them the answer.
Yeah, like I know that do great music and they have very high, heavy addictions, and nobody would even know because they're very private about what they're into, but they kind of go into a state of mind of, oh, it's just like medicine for me. I don't feel normal if I don't take it. And I've heard that's sad because it's kind of like they become into a mindset where they feel they can't thrive or survive without it because their body is so used to it, but it's really their own mind is so used to the addiction being in control of their lives that they lose years and they look terrible and they feel like the way they look before they started the drug. So I've seen an artist that I've actually been in person with that I could not believe how horrible that he did look in person, but he was thinking as he talked like if he was looked like a regular person and was talking down about homeless people and all this other stuff. And to me, I mean, you're 100 pounds wet and you freaking all messed up from all this stuff and you look kind of crazy. You look like one of the people that is out in the street, but you're talking shit about them like all these
right.
It's because their mind stays where they were before they started the addiction.
Yeah.
And that makes any sense, you know, and then they themselves as if how they look before the drug affected them and they can't see it. So they stay in the last thought, which was, oh, I want to make music when I was 20 years old, but then I stay on, I don't know, cocaine or whatever the hell for like 20 years, and I look like total dog shit, but I'm still trying to do everything like I was 20 because I feel
that shit is doing sucking the shit out of you, sucking the energy out of your face.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only quote unquote drug I will probably ever do is weed. That's about as far as I would even go. Like that's about as far as I'm willing to go. Like I won't dive into like, you know, heroin or, you know, cocaine or any of the other shit that's going around, because I've seen and I've had to grow up watching people do that shit around me. My dad would literally take me to these fucking drug houses and I would be sitting on the couch sleeping and then I would be watching people fucking overdose and be slumped over and shit. I was like, oh my God. So I've actually saw people do that shit.
Learning experience. If God put you into that circumstance at a young age, it was so that way it could save you from becoming like that.
Yeah, because
from seeing what it does to people, that was enough for you to actually take the warning and then walk away from it all. So at the end of the day, it has its value.
I have my dad's mom to thank for saving me because she actually pulled up, which she's my grandma. She pulled up and actually saved me from one of those drug houses because she knew what was going on in there, and she actually got me out of there. And I'm glad she did because I probably wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for her. And I also got to say thank you to my cousin Justin. He also went into the path of drugs, but he actually was able to save himself. He was actually able to go into Job Corps, and he was able to get himself clean and detoxed off of all that shit. Because unfortunately, my dad did drugs with him, and that's how he got into that. So, yeah, kind of fucked up, you know.
We all have friends that are in that spot, and we love and just like all of our viewers that have these addictions or have these issues, it's not to be ashamed by it. It's to stand up and don't let the drug own you anymore.
And that's kind of what you got to realize, because at the end of the day, like I put a song out Dax, that's Dax, everybody knows that's Dax. He actually did the Wasted challenge, and I jumped on that track. I actually put out my version of the Wasted challenge, and basically I confessed, like I had a whole history, like 2-year long history of coke addiction. Like I was addicted to cocaine. I literally was trying to sell it, and I had a problem with sniffing it at the same time. So for 2 years, solid 2 years, I was literally just like lost in like whether I wanted to be wrapped up in this product, or do I want to basically turn my life around and know that this is just not something I can afford? So what it is on top of the fact that I had, a new child on incoming, I was stressed because I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. $7 an hour ain't shit. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
That's
So
nothing.
whenever you're looking at a situation like that, the first thing that stresses you out is the fact that you have a little child who has no way of defending themselves, and you're the person that's supposed to save them from these problems, but you're having problems yourself.
Yeah.
But
You
the
know what
thing
I'm
is,
saying? So when it comes down to it, it's you who has to make the decision. Sacrifices everything when it comes to kids.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. Like I've been in situations like loving people completely, just feeling like I just don't want to be without these certain people in my life, and just watching them just out of control spiral, and just it's almost as if they want to stop and they are embarrassed of what they're doing, but they just have this incapability to fight the urges that they have, and they refuse
Yeah.
to go to these. They really are good people deep down inside, but then the demons
Right.
the drug play starts, it manipulates their mind to feel paranoia and feel that everyone's against them, and then they become a wicked type of soul. But they don't realize it wasn't their fault. It is if they would have fought it, because once they don't do the drug, it's a whole other person you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why my dad is still in the drug world, because he surrounds himself with people that do that, and then my family will try to get him to go to rehab, and he'll stay there for about a week, and then he goes right back to doing them again. So it's like that was kind of pointless.
You have to remove yourself from everyone that is connected to the connection of the drug. That's one, if you want to quit any
That's
kind
true.
of.
Yeah.
And
You
then
have to sever all ties. I
can't-
literally have a cousin. Like, my cousin was the person that triggered me often. Him, and I have another cousin that he's in Florida. They literally both are two triggers for me. That's why sometimes they'll call and I won't answer, because I'm just knowing that hearing these voices or hearing these people, they often bring up the history of that. Oh, nigga, you remember when we used to? You remember when we used to sit here and draw and they just take lines to the face all day? And I'm like, dude, but I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, I can say that and be okay about it because I'm not fiending and I'm not crossing over to come back across the street to the goddamn coke house to go get my shit, because I know for a fact that's not where I want to be. Physically, I like the way that I am, because that's why I smoke my weed. I smoke weed, I'll eat my edibles, I'll sit my ass down and enjoy the high while I'm watching cartoons. But it often helps me to relax.
My cousin smokes weed, so it's like, and weed's not these hard ass drugs that people are so addicted to.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't kill you, unlike heroin or meth or fentanyl.
That's what they have. All these drugs, it's like everybody you hung out with from school or work. It's like a normalized thing where you go out to have a drink with some coworkers, and it's going to be somebody a little weirder than everybody else that you're like, what the hell? But everybody acts like they don't. Or you go to a get together, and then there's always that one person that gets too drunk, or some person that's sniffling too much, or they're too hyper out of nowhere, or they're falling asleep.
Right.
Everybody just acts like they don't see it.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's
enabling it.
Or the TikTok or the X, and what do you see? Half naked women out of control, half naked men freaking ridiculous, doing things they shouldn't be doing, people screaming at each other inside of supermarkets, and that's supposed to be like idolized, like that's the behavior that we're supposed to keep as a humankind.
I never understood why that even made sense to anybody else, because I mean, when I was growing up, I used to see stuff like that and I'd be embarrassed for the person. Because it's never a good thing when you're seeing somebody making an ass of themselves in public.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like two people doing it every time, and then it's like who's gonna be the bigger one?
Everybody wants to get views. So
it's like, who's getting the clickbait on this? Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's where it's leading to. It's like a bunch of y'all jumping out here doing stupid stuff on the camera, in front of the camera, knowing that all it's gonna do is, oh my God, click, I think that's funny. Ho, 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 he's such an idiot. Or she's so crazy. Look what she's doing. She's embarrassing herself.
Yeah, but it's like that's the ones that get the millions or the tens of thousands of views.
Views. Yeah, it's just like I never understood that to me. Like I came into like a certain space talking about certain stuff. Like I come in, like one day I was talking about how I have different type classifications of friends. I have like, you know, this dude over here, he's from, you know, an area, like he's from a small town. He don't really talk about his life like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, cool person. Then I got another friend, you know, we've been friends for 10 years and he's been gayer than a fucking $2 bill, but he's the coolest person I ever met. You know what I mean? Because I ain't never got to worry about him trying to, you know, come at me some type of way. And we often come down to a conversation where we're talking about real life situations. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the occasional person that just everything they say has to be funny or it has to be sarcastically put into the conversation in order for it to make you know what I mean? Just to be a dummy effect kind of thing. It's like, oh, you know, let's just act stupid and silly because I want to be silly and stupid.
Or what about the ones that shows like podcasts, and then they keep on sending you their podcasting, knowing they're not inviting you to the podcast, but they want you to watch it just for what reason?
Right.
And then they only have their own clicks in there that you don't even know.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, and they're very closed-minded and close-set. But then you're like, okay, what the fuck is the point of you bothering me to always want to watch you? Or if, you know, they join in with you only to talk about themselves, or they're general topics, or how do you guys deal with that kind of circumstance? I know SKN deals with that pretty well, because I've seen some of his episodes that I'm like, bro, if I was on that episode, I would have told that motherfucker where to go. But you're pretty good at it. You know, I seen D-Sack well have people who tried to conquer over his show at one time or the other.
Oh yeah, I had some people make a fool out of themselves on my show. It was great.
So
I was just laughing with them.
SKN has a music podcast. D-Stag has D-Stagnation, and PZ has the PZ show as well.
Yeah.
So, and then Scene Crazy does individual lives all the time on Instagram.
Yeah, I do Instagram lives. I do YouTube gaming on my Scene Crazy Gaming channel, which I actually made because growing up, I guess I could tell you guys my background of that. Way back, like 2014, I started doing YouTube, and all I had was a little small 3DS, and that's all I had to record with. I didn't even know like about software, recording software. I didn't know any of that back then. So all I did was I took a Nintendo 3DS, I stacked a bunch of books on top of it, and then I basically turned it into like a little mini camcorder thing, and I kind of just started YouTube from there.
Word.
So
I didn't even know it was doing that with the 3DS. Is like I was like trying to figure out how I could just like I mean, like I said, like I played the DS maybe one time. Somebody let me borrow theirs, and that was the first time I had seen it before. So it's like I wasn't really a big fan, because like I was the kid that grew up with the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendos, and you know I didn't even get a PlayStation until like I was damn near in my 20s. So you see what I'm saying? Like, while everybody else was on PlayStation 2 and 3 and shit, I was like, I'm just learning PlayStation was a thing.
How do you do people that try to join onto your shows, and then they have this whole attention seeking, like they want to steal some type of limelight that we can't understand? Because I mean, as podcasters and professional musicians, for many years, some of us have been doing this for many years. On your time on your individual podcasting shows, how have you been able to maneuver having a guest that is overbearing inside of your show?
I clearly am the type of person, I express myself openly a lot. And I realized like whenever I dealt with people like that, a lot of times it kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't used to people approaching me and having such a like callous attitude towards the whole situation. Like I come on trying to communicate and get people to openly speak about whatever problems they may be, having. And then we come in and we build a dialogue around it. But then you got certain people that come in with their own kind of narrative. Like, for example, we remember the young man, Mr. What is his name? The Truth. He said his name was. And then we got the fact that he came into this crowd of people trying to make his name known when he didn't even know who he wanted to be. He wanted to be a wrestler. He wanted to be a recording artist. He wanted to be a producer. And I mean, like all of this stuff he tried, but then it was like when you realize that most of it was just him like finger plucking songs out of freaking YouTube or trying to rap, but he had no real skills that he could set. And then the fact that he really petitioned to be, just some appearance person that just stands up there and tries to like throw his attention at you, even if you don't care for it, like he's gonna put it in your face. He's the type of person that once you meet that person, it takes a little while for them to open up and say shit like that, but then when they do, you can shut it down easily. You just be like, nah, I can tell you from this perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time this particular person came onto my show, we were, already having conversations about, relationships, and it kind of just came into a conversation about parenting from, an unmarried position. Like most of these people that are in relationships where they have children, they have not considered marriage between the two people. Yeah. Why? Because that shit ain't good for them. It don't work for them. But it worked for them to sleep around and have the child. You see what I'm saying?
They were sleeping around. Okay.
Right.
Fucking D.
Yeah. So it's like this is part.
I'm just not wired like that. I'm sorry. I'm just a traditional dude. Like I just want to marry one person and be good.
I like
that's the problem, because we don't see more of that nowadays. People are not interested in that dynamic anymore because that's the sacrecy that has been taken out of the relationship basis. Nobody concerns themselves with that because of the simple fact we got women and men out here that's chasing their parts, their sex parts.
What I'm trying to see is what it is that you do at that moment when that person goes a little bit haywire on your show, and you just turn it off.
I'm not the type of person that turns it off. I will let them make a fool of themselves.
It's funny
for real.
That way. You get more views.
Because then it's like you're just the person that's standing there looking at them like, for real? Yeah. Is this really where you're going? All right, well, say no more. As long as they don't flag me about it, I don't care. This shit is about to be the funniest episode ever.
Yeah, like
because
people
make an ass of themselves. They tend to jump on and say stupid shit all the time.
Like he's had some fuckery of artists that I don't even fucking like on his show, and I want to know how the hell you dealt with that shit.
Yeah, how did you put up with them?
Oh, when I started bringing out the platform, it was like it's a free platform for everybody. So like, you know what I mean? I don't know these guys personally, so it really didn't affect me at the time. You know what I mean?
But when
helps.
On your show, what are you saying to them? What are you doing?
Like, what do you mean?
What's your best approach to somebody coming up trying to control your podcast? Like when you know how, like he said, big facts, how that was crazy before we even started.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, I don't really think I deal with it like that. I just like let them speak and let them read and say whatever they want. You know, really.
So you're
like
that.
I mean,
so you let them boast.
You
like,
guys.
This is my first dollar. This was my first dollar I made. Look at it. Now this is my second song. Now this is my fourth song.
Bro,
go through.
You just literally just let them talk when you have a back on there, huh?
Right. And then eventually what they're saying, they'll even realize it sounds like stupid shit, so they'll stop. You know what I mean? And you could either let them stop, or you could just talk over that whole situation and kind of like ignore them. It'd be like,
moving on.
I hear you, but no, thank you. I don't want to go there. I want to talk about this, and we're gonna bring it back over here.
Events.
So the Lit Squad, the original Lit Squad, when SKN was on with me with Easy Folks, we had a doozy of people that I was like, fuck this shit. That in the middle of the episode, I was like, bro, I'm cutting this shit the fuck off. It's pre-recorded. It's never getting anywhere. I'm not putting that out, because some of them are just straight getting on the show to talk about dissing other people on BandLab.com.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Right?
They're like, none of you motherfuckers have been on anything famous like BET, MTV, VH1, but you bitches is talking about dissing somebody on another level just as low as yours is. That shit is the thing that gets to me. It's like, how is it that both you bitches is at the bottom of the fucking totem pole, but you're out here dissing each other like y'all famous rappers on the motherfucking BET Music Awards or some shit? Like, where the hell is this coming from? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. When you're an artist, you want people to believe that you are just as big as the average Jay-Z and Drake and all these other artists out here that's making mainstream noise. But at the end of the day, when you go back into your cubbyhole they call an apartment, let's be honest with ourselves here, folks. You ain't got half the shit that a Drake or a Kendrick has. So what the fuck is you thinking to think that you're so special that you're gonna make diss records about another nobody artist?
Bro, they have come on our show and fucking talk hella shit about other people. They've come on our show, they attacked actual anchors on the show. That's happened, So as we're going along with this new show, and we're gonna have some great times, and we're gonna have some great people. We're gonna have some shitty ass fucking people too show up eventually. And I want to just wait and see who's gonna be the one to pop a fucking, a word out.
A blood vessel on their ass, because that's what's gonna happen. Once somebody gonna hear this fool talking crazy or reckless, and then somebody gonna pop a blood vessel on his tape, on his whole tape.
They're gonna get the X button. That's what they're gonna get.
You're gonna have to zoom
That's
in.
it.
Some people get triggered just by my presence, and honestly, I find it hilarious. I'm just like, and the thing is, I'm usually chill with people until they start talking crazy, and then I'm like, okay, I'm had enough.
Nah, you got a great vibe. You have a lot of great conversations. You're doing great here with us tonight, and we're gonna have some good people on. We're gonna
absolutely
some really good people. So anyone watching this, if you want to join on with us with the Lit Squad podcast as we're going through our seasons, we will be airing once a week, and it will be continuously, and it's going to be on Spotify as well and other places. We're going to be upgrading to putting on everybody's live stream that's here. Everybody is going to be able to air it probably by the next 2 weeks. I have to fix the account, and then as we're doing that, we're going to be expanding. We also have the Lit Squad, a merchandise line that's coming out. We have individual anchor merchandise that's might be possible to be on. We're going to have some trailers that we're going to be working on, and we're going to have some awesome guests that's going to be with us, so we can give them the floor, so that way they can, get some exposure and be out there. You wear your stripes with pride on the show. Hey, we've been doing podcasting for quite some time, a couple of years. I know just like a couple of us here have been 4 or 5 years doing this podcasting on and off through the years. So it definitely is something that we're going to be really getting into and venturing into. I like that it's audio visual now, so everybody can see each other, be comfortable. Dusan is working on our technical portion where we'll have video feeds coming through as
we can have
about
videos
subjects.
pop up, music
videos,
or
drop a couple of clips on here to show you guys little examples of what we're bringing up as far as topics and matter. Like I felt that being the new thing to come into this, because with this particular podcast that we're bringing to the people here, we want everybody to understand, like, I always on my show look at things as like I want people to feel like this is a virtual lounge. You know what I'm saying? You come in, speak your mind,
whatever's on your mind.
Right, whatever's on your mind, and then we'll unwind from the day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing for me. Like I always appreciate a person who's willing to come in and talk to us about like the normal shit that's going on, stuff that we only hear certain people bringing up these, you know, political conversations. But these are people that's their whole job. They basically like, you know, Don Lemon or whatever. They literally are journalists that care about that particular topic in life. Here we have a bunch of artists, musicians, producers, like real videographer, interviewers that are literally coming into the world, and we're talking about real life situations because we have them going on in our lives every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier to communicate around the conversation of something that we all seen or we all understand the reasons behind it. You know what I'm saying? No matter how far-fetched they may come out to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and everyone's not perfect, you know, like everyone has their flaws, everyone has their things, you know. Me personally, I got diagnosed with autism after I graduated high school. Not just that, but also I have a little bit of social anxiety. That's why I don't really, you know, go out of my way to talk to people. No, I don't really go out of my way to interact with people unless they walk up to me first and they start talking to me. Like I won't walk up to, you know, some random person and start talking to them.
That makes sense because I mean, it's a lot of us that do that.
I've been kind of trying to break out of that bubble, and by doing so, that's why I've been, you know, playing a lot more different other video games where I can meet and I can, you know, connect with more people and be able to relate to them and whatnot.
Yep. The interaction is crazy with technology now.
Yeah, and I also want to do that same thing with my music as well. I want to be able to, you know, connect with people because, you know, I've been through pretty much like every emotion that everyone usually goes through, you know, like, you know, heartbreak, whatever topic it is.
Welcome to the freaking crowd. PTSD, manic depression, anxiety, we're all fucked up.
Oh my God. We all have had that experience where we're just ticking time bombs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because we're ready to fucking explode all the time.
Right. It's literally what it is. It's like, we go through so much shit in a day. A lot of people just ask the question. I sit back and I get people asking me a lot of the time, like, how do you continue to move forward in your day, bro? You are the blind motherfucking person and you always popping up somewhere. You always got something going on and you always trying to do something. I said, my thing is this. My parents told me, my father, God rest his soul, before he died, he said, don't stop moving. You know, be like the shark in the water. You know what I'm saying? Like to stop moving is to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I refuse to quit in the situation I'm in. I got to keep moving. I got to keep doing what I do because regardless of what happens, what I appreciate the most is the people that come back and see and hear and they say something about what I'm doing in a positive light, and they're like, oh shit, yo, this dude is blind. He's been blind for this long, and then he's just doing this music and he's doing this and this and that. And it's all coming off of him. It's not coming from everybody. It's not coming from, you know what I'm saying, this person over here behind the scenes touching shit up. No, honestly, I've done a lot of my stuff on my own. It was other people that seen the work that I put in. And they were like, yo, bro, let me jump on your boards and do a little bit of editing for you to fix your stuff. And that's what made, you know, my music carry out to other people because they already seen the style, the format of music that I was bringing. But when it came down to them hearing that style, that they were like, oh shit, well, I could rock with this dude because his flow matches mine, to the point of I'm not only just giving you that, but I also have, you know what I mean, the R&B side of me. I can harmonize a really good song that you put me on with you. So at the end of the day, like I have a multi-use factor in my life. You know what I mean? Where I know I can sit down and I can listen to people producing tracks with the beats and everything. And well, here, drop a little bit of this on there. You know what I'm saying? Just to give a little insight. And then, there's always the music because I've always been a writer. I've been writing music since I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm an experimentalist whenever I make my music. Like I try stuff that people would, like when Autotune first started and everyone started doing that. Like some people were like, "Oh, he's using Autotune," oh my god. And it's like I can do more than just that. Like hell, you can go to any of my songs and each one is different from the other. So it's like I've got different ideas that pop up in my head, and I just fucking put that shit down and say what I feel about whatever
there you go.
I'm talking about. And
there you go.
And that's kind of how Juice WRLD was when he was here, when he was doing his freestyles. He literally just pulled out whatever he's thinking off the dome and started freestyling. And I'm like, oh my god! Like I saw that thing where he was doing the 1 hour over Eminem beats. I was like, oh my god! I was like, yeah. Yeah, rest in peace to Juice WRLD, though.
For real.
Listen.
Yeah. Along.
What you got?
It's go with the flow as it comes along with life, with music, with everything.
Yeah. It's emotion. It's emotion.
And the thing is, I treat every day of my life like it's going to be my last because, you could be gone. Like, I could literally go to sleep tonight and I could be gone tomorrow.
Never wake
and
up.
It's like,
and
it's like, you got to treat every day like that. And that's why
Absolutely.
I try to put, as much music out as I did. And that's why I got so many projects out. Cause it's like, you want to get those projects out before, because once you're gone, you're gone for that's it,
That's
it. The only thing that will still survive is all your music. So it's like
your music, something that people seen or caught from you that actually that left an impression. Absolutely, I agree with you. That's why I say, like, you know what I mean? It's not where you go or who you are. A lot of times it's what you did in life that makes you a memorable person.
Yeah, it's just
you know what I mean.
So
like I didn't ever meet Fat Man Scoop in person, but throughout the many conversations I've had with him on WhatsApp, off screen, to the conversations we've had on his podcast, on Instagram and live streaming when he was still here with us, like a lot of that is stuff that folks don't seem to understand. Like that kind of connection is what keeps a person coming back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody listens to Tupac. Reason why is because of his empathetical thoughts about life.
Yeah.
His unempathetical thoughts about life. And then he's really telling you a story about where he came from. And how it reflected to his life and what he, drove to do to change that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like we have inspirational individuals who come and go in our life. We see them, we hear their sound, we hear their representation, whatever it is that makes them them. But then when they're gone, we say to ourselves these questions like, oh man, I wonder what he would have said to this situation going on right now. Or what was her thought? What would her thoughts have been if she was here with us right now going through this like this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of people we could turn to on that effort and see what their mental thoughts would have been, which in all reality doesn't really say exactly where their mind would have been at today, but it gives a good idea from the ideals that they had and they presented to us when they were alive.
Yeah.
So I want to thank each one of you for coming on the show. We have our last 7 minutes before the 2-hour mark. This is actually the longest that we were going to go because we were supposed to go 1 hour. So
for sure.
All of the members of this podcast, the Lit Squad podcast, on the go because we are on the move with all these new opportunities.
On the go to sleep.
Shout out my co-host here. Definitely all of you were fantastic. And it's time to close with the 6 minutes. Start shouting out all your shout outs that you need to shout. And
Ooh.
guys,
Shout out to
All right.
all my peoples, the Dojo Beats, the production from JoJo and DIP. Shout out to all the producers in the in the world that I've worked with, from what I'm saying, people like Legion Beats and DJ Lynch, D Lynch. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me, but that's what I'm saying. Like you go from certain calibers of music. I appreciate every one of the people that I worked with, from the DZ Marquises to the Intel agents and artists like. So I mean, I really folks with a large portion of artists who dedicate to the music. They actually put hard work into the craft that they do. So I appreciate all of you guys. Y'all helped me to drive. So that's my shout out to all of you guys. I mean, I know I didn't name everybody, but LA Wood, fucking, to the D Stags and the Rellies up on stage with us now. I appreciate all of you guys that I've worked with. I've been on the mic with all you guys, and I love it.
Appreciate
We need to do a song.
Yeah.
Just me and you, Jai.
Oh yeah, we gotta put something together, Stag. I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna hit some shit off.
We gotta do a song as well.
Well, no doubt, absolutely.
Sure.
We're gonna go around.
Yeah.
So
outs. Yeah, for me, big shout out to Rakim. He has been there he's been there for a while. Like, me and Rakim, we met during the whole situation with Northsiders, which we'll get into another time. But so shout out to Rakim. He's been there with me throughout all that shit. And shout out to him. Shout out to Deep Flipdom. And shout out to everyone that's on this podcast. Thanks for having me on here. I appreciate it. And I hope that we do more of these going on in the future.
every week we'll get you.
And shout out to everyone that's watching this as well. I did not forget about you.
Good.
All right,
Yeah.
shout out to Con Artist, man. Recently on January 3rd, I gave him the album of the year and artist of the year. That's something I brought out. Slowly, I brought that out on my own. I'm just doing something different for everybody else. So, maybe next year you might be the one getting chosen for that reward, award or whatever. But I mean, shout out to everybody. All my new subscribers though on my YouTube channel, man. Like, you guys really give me that motivation to keep going. And the love out there, as what they hate, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So, like, shout out to everybody. Shout out to my family. Shout out to everyone that supports me, and then supports the platform that we have right now. Not just with my solely one, but with Lit Squad and all the viewers, all the watchers. Shout out to them too.
Yeah,
For sure.
Let's get it.
All right. Shout out
Stag,
to
what
the
you got?
KING. Shout out to the KING. Mr. Jesus, he helped me out a lot. I got a shout out to Kyla. I got a shout out to TY2 Lit. I got a shout out to the Sultan. Love him or hate him, man. We've been to war against each other in this scene, but he helped me elevate my style. Shout out to Relia for helping me out in life and music stuff and setting this up. And that's about it.
Well, I want to shout out to my wonderful podcast crew right here. We have DJ SKN, D Stag, we have PZ, that's J Guns, the blind rapper. You guys seen Crazy jumping in the mix, going crazy.
Yep.
And shout out to you viewers for making it possible to sit here and listen to us talk about all this crazy shit. We are wondering, what are you feeling about everything? Any subjects, any topics that we touched on today, definitely don't feel shy about leaving a comment down below or reaching out to any of these anchors. They do have individual podcasting shows as well. So check out all of the platforms and the channels that you're going to see that is involved with this show. Definitely, we love you and we thank you all for listening to our madness. And we hope that you enjoyed and sat back and relaxed and felt some type of emotion. Hopefully, something we said got through to you today. That was something that you needed to hear. And thank you, my brothers, because I love you guys always. Most definitely, last 10 minutes. Liz Squad.
Liz Squad. What they say in that? What they say at that? What they say that y'all come back now? You hear?
Come back now. You hear? Great season.
Let's go.